The world of black billionaires is cloaked in a paradox of celebration and secrecy. On the surface, these figures are hailed as symbols of hope, champions of black excellence, and the realization of dreams that have been systematically denied to generations. But behind the headlines and the glimmer of red carpets lies a shadowy undercurrent. A world governed by silence, coded rules, and hidden compromises. To break into the elite class of global billionaires is not just about brilliance or innovation. It's about survival in a system that was never designed for them. These billionaires often must play a dangerous game, carefully balancing their race, their roots, and their riches. And with great wealth comes unspoken expectations from corporate, boards, political powers, and the public. Their lives become chessboards where every move is calculated, every alliance scrutinized, and every misstep punished more harshly than their white counterparts. One of the darkest secrets is the quiet exile from their own communities. As they rise, many black billionaires are forced to abandon the neighborhoods, causes, and sometimes even the identities that shaped them. They are accused of selling out or going corporate, when in truth, they are navigating a brutal reality where aligning too closely with black activism can cost them deals, destroy brand partnerships, or invite federal scrutiny. It's not uncommon for black billionaires to be discouraged, even directly threatened, against funding radical social movements. Their philanthropic efforts are often watered down, channeled into safe causes like education or healthcare, while issues like police brutality, mass incarceration, and wealth inequality remain untouched. Not because they don't care, but because the invisible powers that sustain their wealth have drawn a red line. Step over it, and you lose everything. Many of them in private confess to feeling trapped. Their faces are splashed across magazine covers, but in boardrooms, they remain the only one. Their ideas are filtered through white gatekeepers, their decisions micromanaged by white financiers. Some are pressured to keep silent when racial controversies arise, even if it directly affects their people. And when they do speak out, it's often seen as a risk to shareholders, not an act of courage. The wealthiest black individuals in tech, entertainment, and business often find themselves constantly code switching, altering their tone, clothing, even facial expressions to appear less threatening, more palatable. This psychological toll is rarely discussed. They suffer in silence, enduring microaggressions from peers who believe they're only in the room to check a diversity box. Then there's the threat of erasure. Black billionaires don't just face public scrutiny, they face targeted sabotage. Financial audits, invasive investigations, corporate smear campaigns. All tools used to remind them that they are guests in an exclusive club. History is littered with the forgotten stories of black millionaires and billionaires who were crushed before they could build dynasties. Tulsa, Oklahoma, the site of Black Wall Street, is a painful reminder of what happens when black wealth becomes too visible, too independent, too powerful. That fear never leaves. Even today, wealth doesn't shield them. When Jay-Z became the first hip-hop billionaire, critics focused more on his past than his business acumen. When Robert Smith pledged to pay off student loans at Morehouse, he was later investigated by the IRS. Coincidence? Maybe, but history whispers otherwise. Another dark reality is how much of their wealth is tied to industries that profit from black pain. For example, entertainers and athletes, the most visible black billionaires, have often made fortunes from music or sports leagues that commodify black culture while being owned and controlled by white executives. They are the product, but rarely the owners. And when they try to buy in, to purchase a major sports team or launch an independent tech company, they face incredible resistance. Some are told, bluntly, that they lack the experience. Others are met with delays that last years. The doors open just wide enough to give the illusion of inclusion, but not enough to let them lead. These billionaires may sit at the table, but rarely at the head of it. What's even more chilling is how often black billionaires are forced to police their own image, staying squeaky clean while their white peers indulge in scandal without consequence. A single misstep, an unverified rumor, an emotional outburst can ignite a media firestorm. Just ask Oprah Winfrey. Despite building a multi-billion-dollar empire from scratch, she's still accused of not doing enough for black people, of being too close to whiteness, too cautious in her speech. The scrutiny is unrelenting. The same world that praises them will turn on them the moment they deviate from the script. Some cope by retreating into silence. Others build walls around themselves, living in isolation, fearing the betrayal that often comes from within, and perhaps the most painful secret of all is the loneliness. For many black billionaires, there are no peers to confide in. Their lives are surrounded by security, assistants, advisors, lawyers, but rarely real friends. They live behind gates, in compounds designed to protect them not just from the public, but from their own fears. Fears of being robbed, sabotaged, or used. Some carry survivor's guilt, knowing they made it out while others didn't. Others quietly fund underground movements, help families behind the scenes, and invest in small, black-owned businesses, never asking for credit. Because they know visibility is a double-edged sword. Too much exposure can attract praise or a target. In the end, the dark secret of black billionaires is this: wealth didn't buy them freedom. It bought them access, but access with conditions. It bought them power, but power on a leash. Their presence in the billionaire class is an exception, not the rule, and they know it. They are both proof of progress and reminders of how far we still have to go. They are living legends, yes, but also walking tightropes. Their lives are not fairy tales. They are cautionary stories of success within a broken system. And while the world celebrates their riches, few ask what it costs to get there, or what it takes to stay.